Thank you for this opportunity to gather here together and to try to learn to govern ourselves. Lord, we ask for your wisdom and your grace so that we do the right things in your sight. In the precious name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor
the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you very much. Do we have any citizens' communication this evening? None? Okay, we'll proceed with the rest of the agenda then. And the first, item number 5 then, is conduct a public hearing regarding a request by the owner agent to replat property situated in the city of Van Alstyne, Mason County, Texas, being described as a replat of all of lots 3 through 7 and parts of lots 2, 8, and 9, block 11, and the alley between said lots of the revised original town plat of Van Alstyne, previously recorded in volume 37, page 642 and 643, in 1.020 acres out of the James McKinney Survey, abstract 770, approximately located on the south side of Austin Street between John Douglas Road and Sherman Street. Is there anyone here who has anything to present? Any comments or questions about this particular item from the public? I see none. So we'll move on then to item number 6, public hearing number 6. Conduct a public hearing regarding a request by the owner agent of the property being described as Southside Edition, Lot Part 3, and all of 12 feet of alley, acres .04, more commonly known as 530 South Waco, to change the current zoning of single-family residential district -1, otherwise SF1 in parentheses, to office district. In parentheses, that would be O-1. Is there anyone here to present or make any comments or questions? Mr. Washington?
The house, we're looking to move it to commercial, which I believe is desired down Highway 5. So we met with folks for the codes and the commission for the fire department as well, trying to get revitalized with things so that we can move that into a commercial building.
And I believe that the Planning and Zoning Commission made a comment that they had approved, that they recommended of this item. All right, thank you, sir. Are there any other comments or questions about this item? And I should be asking 3 times for each of these. On a second call on this item, and the third and last call on this item. And also for the first item that I read, on the south side of Austin Street between John Douglas Road and Sherman Street. This will be a second call on item number 5. And third and final call. Seeing no hands, I'll proceed with item number 7. This is a public hearing. Conduct a public hearing regarding a request by the owner agent of the property being described as OTP, Van Alstyne Edition, Block 26, Lot 11 and 12, more commonly known as 120 East Marshall Drive, to allow a specific use permit, or SUP in parentheses, for a single-family dwelling, detached use with central business within the central business district. Now this item, well, are there any comments or questions about this item? I see no hands. And so I'll ask a second time, any comments or questions? Third and last call. I will tell you that this request was actually declined. They declined to try to do this anyway. But the declination wasn't received in time by the city, and so we had to put this on the agenda and leave it out. But it's no longer an issue. All right. Now, item number 8 on the public hearing agenda. Conduct a public hearing regarding an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Van Alstyne, Texas, amending the Code of Ordinances at Chapter 46, zoning, quote-unquote zoning. Article 1, in general, Section 46-2, definitions. Subsection 46.2.2.5, quote, office, retail, and service type uses, unquote, to add and or revise certain terms. Amending Article 3, quote, specific, comma, special and non-conforming uses, unquote, comma, sections 46 through 66, quote, use of land and buildings, unquote, to amend tables 5A and 5B, dash, office, retail, commercial, and service type uses, and tables 6A and 6B, dash, manufacturing, storage, and warehousing uses and affecting the uses, including but not limited to cabinet making, furniture repair, furniture restoration and refinishing, furniture upholstery, drapery, and other impact uses. Are there any public comments or questions on this item? Anyone wish to say anything? Second call for any comments or questions about this item. And third and final call. Seeing no hands, we move on to the consent agenda. All right, and I'm just going to read these one after the other, and they may be approved by a single vote of the council. However, if any of these agenda items, if there are questions or comments from council about any of these, then they can be removed from the consent agenda, put back on the regular agenda so that we can discuss them at length. But this is the consent agenda. Item number 9, consider and take any action necessary regarding approval of minutes from the October 11, 2016 regular meeting. Item number 10, consider and take any action necessary regarding the appointment of Chris Dorak to the Van Alstyne Community Development Corporation Board of Directors. Item number 11, consider and take any action necessary regarding the appointment of Deborah Wyatt to the Van Alstyne Library Board of Directors. Item number 12, consider and take any action necessary regarding the reappointment of Jim Atchison, Leslie Thorpe, Herb Reed, and Bob Hendricks to the Van Alstyne Planning and Zoning Commission. Item number 13, consider and take any action necessary regarding sending notices of termination to Republic Waste and authorizing advertisement of a solid waste services request for proposal. Item number 14, consider and take any action necessary regarding a preliminary plat for Washington Estates Phase 2, lots 8 through 14, lots 8 through 15, Block A, in 43.470 acres of land situated in a James Huffelfinger survey, abstract number 366, in addition to the extraterritorial jurisdiction of Van Alstyne, Collin County, Texas, located near the northeast corner of County Road 222 and Farm to Market Road 3356. Item number 15, consider and take any action necessary on waiving the plat fee for a property that submitted a plat on 2010, or in 2010, the year 2010, being 0.84 acres, part of G-0851 McKinney-Ashton A-G-0851, more commonly known as 249 Cobb Avenue. Number 16, consider and take any action necessary regarding authorizing the mayor to sign an interlocal agreement with Grayson County for road repairs on South Dallas Avenue and Water Well number 5. Item number 17, consider and take any action necessary regarding a final plat for Wild/Davis Acres, lots 1 through 3. Lot 1 is 14.737 acres of land situated in the W.P. Womack Circle, abstract number 191, in addition to the extraterritorial jurisdiction of Van Alstyne, Grayson County, Texas, located near the northwest corner of Joe Davis Road and Wild Road. Item number 18, consider and take any action necessary regarding authorizing the mayor to sign an interlocal agreement with Grayson County for library services for fiscal year 2017. And that is the entire consent agenda at this time. Does the council wish to take a vote or further discuss any of these items?
Pull 13, 15 off.
Yes, we can. Items number 13 and 15 are off of the consent agenda. Any other items that want or need further discussion? As to items 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, 17, and 18, do I have a motion to approve these items? I have a motion from Mr. Clay. Do I have a second? A second from Mr. Jaska. All in favor? It is unanimous among the quorum that we have. All right, and so back to now we're ready to move on to the regular agenda, and the first two items that we'll discuss will be the two that came off the consent agenda. And so on item number 13, I'll read that again. Consider and take any action necessary regarding sending notice of termination to public waste and authorizing advertisement of a solid waste services request for proposal. And you have questions about that, Mr. Clay? Was that? Oh no, it was Mr. Moore. I'm sorry.
It was just mainly to clarify to the public what that exactly is, what the city's doing, and make a request.
I thought we not approved the consent agenda.
Okay, I'm sorry, I started looking for 15, so.
Okay.
Okay, so 13 on Republic Waste, termination of Republic Waste and advertising RFP. The reason that we're not going to extend the contract, council, is, or that I'm recommending we don't extend the contract. We've had multiple complaints and concerns over time that Republic maybe isn't the best vendor to be using. The recommendation from staff and myself is to take it back out to market, see what the costs are, as well as reestablishing. If we end up with Republic, then it gives us an opportunity to reestablish the relationship, reset expectations, and we're trying to get back on the same page. If we end up with Progressive, Waste Management, whoever else chooses to bid, then it gives them an opportunity to get in the mix. So that's the reason that we're recommending, or I'm recommending, termination of the contract with the Republic. That's going to
Is there any doubt that the contract is up or we're eligible for termination? Have we?
It is. We're good.
Okay. All right, how long did that contract last?
4 years? 5?
5 years.
5 years.
Any more questions or comments on this?
February. Terminates in February, but the main thing is going ahead and issuing the termination notice within the current contract to afford them the notice that we're supposed to give them. So that way we can go out to market, have bids to where on the termination date in February, we can have as seamless a transition as possible. Of course, if we go with the contractor, you have hiccups and you have issues reestablishing the relationship. But we're following the guidelines established within the current contract that we're in.
Are you able to estimate, we've done this before, we've changed contract before. How long does the transition take typically before things smooth out? because everybody's gonna get different dumpsters and,
Well, if we're consistently having issues that, with Republic that aren't being addressed, not on a specific issues get addressed, but we consistently have similar issues popping up in different areas, I would say that the transition process is never really taken over. So this is our opportunity to go to somebody else or stay, but you can see what the market is in my estimation.
something that probably ought to be done, given out of the legal.
Yes, sir.
Make sure we can investigate.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Are there any more questions or comments regarding item number 13? We'll have a motion to, that we do send a notice of termination to the public works.
So,
All right, I have a motion. Is there a second? All right, and I have a second. All in favor? Okay, we have, all four in form right now.
Thank you.
And so, item number 15, consider and take any action necessary on waiving the plat fee for a property that submitted a plat on 2010. And I guess we say a property that submitted a plat. I guess we're talking about an owner here. I imagine we're talking about a person who submitted a plat. In 2010, being 0.84 acres, 0851, McKinney Ashley, A, G051, commonly known as 249 Cobb Ave. Is there a question or comment about this?
yes, what's the purpose of waiving the fee?
So this is an issue, Councilman Moore, that back in 2010, previous administration did not follow through on getting the plat filed within the 6 months that they were supposed to file. Ms. Gilson, she's ready to build on the property and was unaware the plat was not filed. She didn't have a copy, and so the property is still defined as one lot rather than two. So the plat meets criteria for administrative approval. However, Ms. Gilson would like to request that the residential final plat fee of $340 be waived. And that's brought it to you because, in honest, who knows prior administration, it's still a mistake that the city made. We wouldn't like for her to have to pay for it twice when she believed it was filed appropriately back in 2010. So that's the request that we're making. Yes, sir.
Question or comments? Is there a motion to approve the waiver of this plat? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? It is unanimous among the family. And so, now we move on to the rest of the regular agenda, starting with item number 19. Consider and take any action necessary regarding a request by the owner/agent to replat property situated in the city of Van Alstyne, Grayson County, Texas, being described as a replat of all of lots 3 through 7 and part of lots 2, 8, and 9, lot 11, and the alley between said lots of the revised original town plat of Van Alstyne, previously recorded in volume 37, page 642 and 643, being 1.020 acres out of the James McKinney survey, abstract 770, approximately located on the south side of Austin Street, between John Douglas Road and Sherman Street. So now this I believe is the property that's located to the north of that the big red house down there, the big red old house that used to be the doctor's house, hospital, morgue. Is that the area that we're talking about?
Yes, sir.
And it's except for a small metal, a double car size garage metal building is all that sits on this property. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
All right, so are there any other questions or comments own this piece of property. And I'm talking about the big red house on the other side of the railroad tracks. Is everybody, another picture?
So are they dividing it up into houses,
No, sir, they're making it into one lot.
making it one lot?
So, yes, sir.
Any other questions or comments? Is there a motion to grant this request?
So,
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? It is unanimous among the forum that we have.
I'm sorry, who seconded the motion?
Mr. Moore. Oh, and planning and zoning would recommend approval of this item. I should have said that earlier. Item number 20, consider and take any action necessary regarding an ordinance requested by the owner agent of the property being described as Southside Edition, Lot Part 3, and all of 12-foot alley, acres .4, more commonly known as 530 South Lake Road, to change the current zoning of single-family residential district -1, in parentheses SF1-1, to office district, in parentheses O-1. And this is the property that Mr. Russellton approved. This is out there. Are there any questions among council, questions or comments? Seeing none, are we prepared to vote, or may I have a motion? Motion to approve. All right, motion to approve, is there a second? We have a second. All in favor of approval? We are unanimous among the quorum that we have. Item number 21, consider and take any action necessary regarding an ordinance and request for reasonable accommodation. Okay. We're back to the item that's been withdrawn. We're not going to take any action.
Just to, Councilmember, if you're going to accept the withdrawal, then you need a motion to accept the withdrawal.
Okay, thank you.
You will.
All right, so I will read this. Consider and take any action necessary regarding an ordinance and request for reasonable accommodation by the owner/agent of the property being described as OTP Van Alstyne Edition, Block 26, Lot 11 and 12, more commonly known as 120 East Marshall Drive, to allow a specific use permit for SUP, in parentheses, for a single-family dwelling, detached use from the general business district within the central business district. I'm going to read that in. Detached use within the central business district, CBD, and setting forth SUP requirements. And so the owner has withdrawn this, but we have to vote as to whether or not we take no action. Seems like a contradiction.
The motion would be to accept the applicant's withdrawal of their application.
Okay, I think that's what Mr. Baker said too. So, are there any questions or comments? We have a motion to accept the withdrawal. We have a motion, we have and a second. All in favor? All right, we are unanimous. Item number 22. Consider and take any action necessary regarding an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Van Alstyne, Texas, amending the Code of Ordinances at Chapter 46, quote-unquote zoning, Article 1, quote-unquote in general, Section 42-2, definitions, quote-unquote definitions, subsection 46.2.2.5, quote, office, retail, and service type uses, unquote, to add and or revise certain items, or certain terms rather, amending Article 3, quote, specific, special and non-conforming uses, unquote, section 46 through 66, quote, use of land and buildings, unquote, to amend tables 5A and 5B, office, retail, commercial, and service type uses, and table 6A and 6B, manufacturing, storage, and warehousing uses, and affecting the uses, including but not limited to cabinet making, furniture making, furniture repair, furniture restoration and finishing, furniture upholstery, drapery, and other in-kind uses. I'm going to try to persuade council to put this off until an executive session this evening. However, we need to vote on that. Does anyone have any comments or questions? That's the real issue. Well, I mean, it's a lengthy discussion. Well, actually, we have a set of notes, and I think it's going to take a set of notes from planning and zoning too within the packet, and I think it's going to take some discussion. I'm not sure personally that it's something we should adopt just as it is. I think we should look these over carefully. But I can't make a motion in a second. I mean, there are lots of good ideas, and there's no doubt that our codes and our tables need some maintenance. They need some help.
The planning and zoning do this?
I think based on the recommendation,
This looks like ready to go.
Okay. Well, all right then. Do we have a motion to accept the, as planning and zoning is recommended?
yes.
All right, we have a motion, second. All right, all in favor? All right, we are unanimous, and so the changes by planning and zoning are accepted. Item number 23, consider and take any action necessary regarding a request from the Parks and Recreation Board to recommend the city's code of ordinance, section 30 through 34, to change the number of members required to constitute a quorum, and providing direction to staff on preparation of an ordinance amendment. Is there any discussion with the persons of this item? Seeing none, do we have a motion to, let's see, so the action would be to allow them to change the city's ordinance to change the number of members required to constitute a quorum. And the change, I believe, is from 3 to 4. The new number for a quorum would be 4.
Yeah, this was part of when they increased the number of department members. This will still be before, it's just not
Is there any discussion, questions in the council? Do I have a motion? We have a motion and a second, all in favor? We are unanimous. All right, now, these next two items, I'm not sure about. They're on the agenda, so I'll read them as they are. We have a first reading and a second reading of the same item. And I'm not sure of the purpose for that, but after I read them, Julie can tell me what the purpose of the first and second reading of this one reading.
Well, it's required that there be 2 readings before it's voted on. There's not a requirement that they be at separate meetings.
Okay, all right. Do we take a vote each time? Will we take a vote each time on each item?
No, you don't vote until after the second reading.
Okay. All right, item number 24, first reading, and consideration of a resolution authorizing the Alstyne Community Development Corporation funding a project for professional assembly of new playground equipment and canopy at Forest Mill Park by APC Plays. And the second reading, consider and take any action necessary on resolution authorizing the Alstyne, pardon me.
For the first reading, you should read the caption of the resolution as the reading and then go to the next agenda item, which would be 25.
So the caption. The caption is a resolution to the city council of the city of Van Alstyne, Texas, to approve the approve the use of sales and use tax proceeds to fund professional assembling of playground equipment and large shade structure by APC Play, the company from which the city purchased the playground equipment and shade structure at Forest Moor Park, located at 1890 South Waco, Van Alstyne, Texas. And so, I'm going to do the second reading. Second reading, consider and take any action necessary on resolution authorizing Van Alstyne Community Development Corporation funding the project for professional assembly of new playground equipment and canopy at Forest Moor Park by ACP Play. And I won't read the caption again.
You've got to read the
I
caption.
have to
Sorry.
read the caption. Okay, get ready. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Van Alstyne, Texas, to approve the use of sales and use tax proceeds to fund professional assembling of playground equipment and a large shade structure by APC Play, the company from which the city purchased the playground equipment and shade structure at Forest Moor Park, located at 1890 South Waco, Van Alstyne, Texas. So, my first and second reading done. Are there any questions or comments among council regarding this item?
Just clarification, it was originally purchased, and it was going to be put together by volunteers, but it was more than could be handled, so that's why we're going back to have them do it.
Yeah, my understanding was it's actually pretty difficult, and it requires some special tools, and so the volunteers that thought they were going to put it together found that it probably wasn't a good idea, and so we're going to have it professionally assembled by these same folks. Any more questions or comments? Seeing no hands, and do I have a motion to allow this professional assembly? We have a motion. Is there a second? All right, we have a second. All in favor? All right. We have three, and let's see. Do you have to abstain?
Well, I'm abstaining just because it's an expense tied to the city that I've already had an opportunity to vote on the parks board.
He is on the council, and that's why he's abstaining. And so, but the motion carries. All right. Okay, we're ready for departmental reports.
Thank you, Mayor. So, Jody, you want to introduce yourself first?
Hi, I'm Jody Carr, and I'm your new economic development director. Happy to be here with the board of working with the community right now.
Thank you, Jody. Judy?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Report for October 2016, our Door Count is about 1,542 people. A little over 2,000 items circulated, we had 36 citations. The library's back meeting room was speckled, finally painted on the weekend. October 21st, I'd like to thank Dottie and DVC and Arnold Barrett, who worked with me for several hours to get that taken care of. The floor is also being stripped and waxed, and the short meeting begins when purchased. All that's left is to get it trim work finished and the wax in place. So, the Printed Library will meet this Thursday at 7 o'clock in the back room. The main item on the agenda will be the 2017 budget, which will include funds to work on the exterior of the building. The meetings are open to the public, and we invite anybody that is interested, we'd like to please attend. And that's all.
Thank you, Judy. Steve?
Good evening, Council and Mayor. I had one employee, I've been pushing my employees to obtain license for TCQ. I had one actually obtain this Class C groundwater operator license. It now gives us 3 operators, which in the future we're going to have 3. He has approved through TCQ. That's Kevin Harmon. And we had a Sunday morning, Sunday night, thunderstorm that knocked out the wastewater plant, well number 1, well number 3, well number 5, with 2 trees down in the area. We got plan all back up running and the trees removed from the road. We're working this week on taking 2 water tanks at well 6, getting them prepared to accept the water from CDE water line and through our 16-inch water line. We're preparing to start up MyGov Public Works system tracking software. The guys received their notebooks today, and we're preparing for this software allows input from the public for work orders, and also we're able to track the timeliness and whether they complete their work orders on time. The UV equipment at the wastewater plant was delivered. Contractors in the process of scheduling to come in and do the installation. Stone Hollow is progressing pretty fast on 2 new houses. If you drive down Kelly, you can see them moving pretty fast. They've got some more houses there preparing to bring up. DR Horton installed out due to high rainfall. Grading is in the process of getting a parking lot and drive in there forward, and also lowering 2 water mains. We have to lower it down in the sewer. That's all I have. Thank you.
How much rain did we get yesterday, Steve?
About 3 inches and almost 3 3/4.
What was the flow into the sewer plant?
500 gallons per minute.
So would you say that you and engineering are making progress on the inflow?
We're doing pretty good. I mean, we knocked it down once before, but new areas developed. We have a report from smoke testing where we're actually going to address another 15 manholes. And as soon as we get that progress, we'll try to cut it down even more.
Thanks, Steve. Lieutenant Hutash?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. For the month of October, our EMS calls, we had a total of 109 EMS calls. Of that 109, 80 of those were emergency medical calls, 29 of those were non-emergency transfer calls. And for the fire calls, we had a total of 30. Of that 30, 1 was a hazmat call. We had 4 fire inspections and 6 grass fires.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Chief?
Mayor and Council, had 120 hours of training for the police department, had 68 incidents, 1,026 calls for service. We were audited by TCLOS, which is the licensed agency for the state, which we passed with flying colors. Also, we had our first visit for our recognition last week for us to retain best practices, which went well. The next few weeks we'll be having a full visit, which will be 4 chiefs from the agencies that are certified already. Communication had 243 911 calls. They had 1,245 calls for service. Training hours for communication was 67. We also had non-emergency calls 3,508. 67 record requests. Yeah, we also had our CJIS security awareness audit, which we did pass and did well on. And training hours for municipal court were 22, and closed cases was 1,992.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Ashley. Jennifer?
For the month of October, the Administrative Department answered 962 calls in 21 operating days, responded to 15 requests for public records, accepted 1 zone change request and 1 SUP application. We issued 1 commercial permit for mechanical, electrical, and 15 multifamily permits, and that is for Palladium. Each individual building has its own permit. We accepted 2 CO applications and then issued 14 residential permits, 6 of which were for new construction, for a total of 32 permits. We accepted and entered 31 new utility accounts, 2 utility account transfers, 10 utility account disconnections, We also processed 45 purchase orders and issued 80 general fund checks, 61 water fund checks, 1 court technology fund check, and 1 S&N Enterprises fund check for a total of 143 checks.
Thank you, Jennifer. Yes, sir, I do. Mayor and council, let's see, as far as city manager report, put it up on the city's new website, but just to let everybody know, it's not inside the city, but it does affect our citizens and affects our ability to respond to emergencies out west. TxDOT is performing a closure on November 29th, which is today, and still on schedule for culvert replacement. 1,500 feet west of Farmington Road. Should only take 2 days. So if you check Google Maps, then you can find your way up Farmington Road and then across and then back down at Lover's Leap or keep going over towards Munson. It is going to increase our time to respond for EMS and fire going over that section of the jurisdictional boundaries in the county, as well as our ability to respond to Gunner and areas surrounding Gunner. We had met with the county judge, county emergency manager, Commissioner Whitmire, gentleman from the Sheriff's Department, I wish I remembered his name, and representatives of TxDOT, the engineer at TxDOT and Sherman, as well as his assistant. And the concern was the closure that they had signs up for, people caught it, talking about a 2-week closure while they perform the connections on the S-curve section of FM 121 on the west end. They're looking at alternative, based upon that conversation and us not getting what we felt like was appropriate notice. And TxDOT assured us that they would talk to TxDOT Paris because that's where the design happens and that's where the communication is supposed to occur, and not necessarily on the construction end. That they would let us know. So they're going to try and keep traffic open at least one lane on FM 121. They haven't assured us that that's going to happen yet. They're working with the contractor. We don't have the dates set for the 2-week closure, but they heard our concerns and will develop a different traffic control option to alleviate any issues long-term detour would cause, especially the emergency response time and school bus routes. If we have any questions, we're welcome to contact them. And that's the Sherman office that's going to be doing the construction. That's it from TxDOT. Atmos, starting tomorrow, has contacted me and let me know that they're going to be doing work along Highway 5 in between Van Alstyne and Howe. They said it's going to be predominantly in Howe, but they want to let us know since we provide support to them for EMS. Well, we provide EMS, we provide support as far as fire is concerned. So if you smell gas in the area along that route, still don't dismiss it. Please call us and let us know. But you know, we'll go more as an investigation than we will going 90 to nothing to get out there. Doesn't really change the response times. It'll still be about the same. The guys get out there and try and determine what the issue is. But Agnes is supposed to give us more information and put something up on the website early tomorrow morning. The third thing is good news. Sent it out to council yesterday. Got a phone call from the owner of, well, I think it's good news, of the strip center of Wilson and Jones Plaza, where Pizza Hut, where Pure Country was, and other businesses are. If anybody's ever eaten jalapenos, that's down in McKinney. They've also got a location over in McKinney. They're opening up a location here. They signed the lease yesterday, and so he wanted to let me know and you know, let us know that business is coming to town. So we're excited about that. And if y'all have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
I'd like to thank everyone who keeps volunteering for these boards. Most of you know already. If you don't get paid a nickel for the work that you do. You certainly help the city along in the future while we're these boards. Thank you very much. And we appreciate all of you showing up. All right. Let's see now. We still have an executive session this evening. Am I right? Do we need one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Then at this time, Thanks to all here, once again, the time is 7:16 PM. This was a big, thick agenda, and we got through most of it pretty quickly. Thank everyone who helped us do that. But we do a recess at 7:16, and I expect to go into executive session at 7:25. I'm sorry, I have to read this aloud. I always forget this. Executive session. In accordance with Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, in parentheses, open meetings law, the City Council may meet in a closed executive session pursuant to applicable laws. Item number 29, all items below for executive session. Pursuant to the following designated sections of the Texas Government Code, annotated subchapter 551, the council will enter into executive session to discuss the following items. A, section 551.071, in parentheses, consultation with attorney regarding I, small I, in parentheses, enforcement of zoning ordinances and the code of ordinances, and two small i's, in parentheses, dilapidated structures. So we'll recess at this time, and we will reconvene after we're done with the executive session. You certainly don't have to stick around for that. Are we going to be able to use the, well, we'll have to have our session in here, which means everyone not involved has to leave. You're welcome to come back into the executive session, but I don't know why you want to.